21 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. And guys, finally we are back with our F1 2019 career mode. Still busy with the season 3, where we have decided to defend our championship after coming from nothing. Guys, heading into this weekend here at the beautiful Austrian Grand Prix here around the Red Bull Ring. I'm very looking forward to this weekend, guys. And guys, if you look at the performance chart, which I will show you now, you guys can see we are so close to Racing Point. We can smell them. Yes, we can smell him. We can smell them. I need to get to the Racing Point. But not the point, guys. Please drop a like down below on the video if you have enjoyed the first minute and 8 seconds of this video. Guys, looking at the performance chart, Racing Point leading the way with ourselves in McLaren P2, Red Bull P3, Williams P4, Haas P5, Ferrari P6, Alfa Romeo P7, well, Mercedes are also in that little mix there, so Alfa Romeo P8, Renault P9, and Toro Rosso are still in P10, bringing up the rear end of the field. Guys, heading into this episode, you guys know we had a brilliant race back at France, so we need to try and keep that momentum going. You guys know Lukas Weber has got an absolutely astronomical lead in the championship, and to catch Lukas was going to be a very tough task indeed. As you guys see, this is me in practice, just pushing a bit too hard. Through the first corner, just having a little bit of a rear end moment there. Didn't crash the car. Here's an onboard view because I saw that that first camera wasn't the most beautiful camera. Through the first corner, just a little bit too early onto the power, and we take the car around. Second time was in actually practice 2, busy with my race practice program, and as you guys see, beautiful through the final 2 corners, and then we get to the final one. Beautiful through the second to last, and then we get to the final one, and yeah, I bend it a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. Also remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and if you share this video, tag me on one of those platforms and I will give you a shout out in a future video. But guys, without further ado, let's head straight to the Austrian qualifying. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us once again for today's qualifying session. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we hope will be a fantastic contest for pole position. And I'm here, of course, with Anthony Davidson on what has turned out to be a very pleasant day indeed. No weather to interfere, no problems on the track, so absolutely no room for error.
That's right, Crofty. It's looking good out there at the moment. Each team will have their own game plan for this session, and of course, once the cars leave the garage, they'll be under parc fermé conditions, so any last-minute adjustments need to be done right here and now. Beyond that, it's all up to the driver. Who can keep their tyres in the right temperature, who can hit their apexes. No race fuel on board these days, of course. These are the fastest cars we've had in a long, long time, and it's right here in qualifying where they're at their absolute peak. Let's get started.
Jumping straight to the end of Q1, guys. You guys can see we unfortunately had to go for 2 runs. Guys, the grid is so closely compacted. Just one little corner mishap can cost you an entire quali session. So, you guys, we come across the line in P7. Beautiful time. As we come to the end, we actually go down to P8 as our teammate Devin Butler improves on 11 1,000ths of a second off of our time. But you guys can see Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari are here to play. The cars that fell out was Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Magnussen, Albon and Kvyat. And guys, heading into Q2, you guys can see I actually strapped on the medium tires to go for my first run in Q2 to see where I can place the car. As you guys see, coming out of the final corner and across the line, we go dead last.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Yeah, the mediums are clearly not the tire to be on. Going to the end of the session, guys, onto a new set of soft tires. Very fast through these final 2 corners. Don't bend it like we did in practice 2. Open up DRS and we come across the line to finish in P7. And once again, we are bested by Devin Butler. Where did Valtteri Bottas come from? Jeez, man, jeez. Out of qualifying, it's Raikkonen, Norris, Vettel, Ricciardo, and I do not know who was in 15th. But guys, heading to our first run here in Q3, you guys can see it's really doom and gloomy. And guys,
right, coming at the end of this lap.
As soon as I saw this, I realized the rain was coming quickly. I came into the pit lane as fast as possible. This first set of tires was in any case a worn set, and I'm going to strap on a brand spanking new set of soft tires and go out immediately, because as when on my end lap I asked my engineer about the weather conditions, and he said rain was inbound in 5 minutes. I didn't want to take any chances and wait till the end, till the rain started to fall. I was going to strap on my brand new set of soft tires.
Checks complete. All personnel be aware, we have a car leaving.
Thank you, Jeff. And guys, it is now time to go around this beautiful Red Bull Ring for a very quick, the quickest lap on the F1 calendar, not the shortest. The shortest differs in length. Well, when you talk about shortest, it's the length. Quickest means the minimal amount of time. This is the quickest lap on the F1 calendar, and as we head up to Team 3, the beautiful hairpin. You guys see we're later to the brakes. First gear, get the car turned in. Second gear, third gear to kill the oversteer. Fourth gear coming out, hot lap mode, open up DRS as we go downhill into this next hairpin, heading into what you would call the technical section of the track where the most corners are. Down to second gear, get the car turned in. Third gear, fourth gear on the way out, plant the power as early as possible. Heading into these next two left-handed. You guys can see I mount the curve very aggressive here. Fifth gear through the corner, clip the curb on the inside, clip the curb on the outside, keep the outside line for the next part. Fifth gear through here, plant the power as early as you dare. And heading up this final hill into the final two very, very quick corners. Have a lot of balls heading into the second to last corner, into the final corner, a little bit more braking zone. Fourth gear, clip the curb on the inside, clip the curb on the outside, open up DRS, and we come across the line to go P6. Okay, that's not what I wanted to, where I wanted to be.
Understood, stopping this lap.
Oy vey. Okay, guys, I would have liked a little bit more. We did go purple final sector, but it's still only P6. Yeah. And the rain has started to fall, so nobody's gonna qualify anymore. So yeah.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Weber, Perez, and Max Verstappen. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid line up for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Bad luck in qualifying. That's not exactly ideal. But there's no points for Saturday. Keep a cool head and make up for it in the race.
Those words are very true, Emma. No points for Saturday. Guys, let's see what we can get going for ourselves in this Austrian Grand Prix. Let's go, baby!
What a beautiful backdrop to a motor race. We're here in the Styrian Mountains, of course, and they've watched over some cracking races throughout the history of this Grand Prix. Controversy, of course, think back to 2002, but also great joy. Do you remember Niki Lauda's historic home victory in 1984? It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lukas Weber lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Devon Butler, O'Connor, Hamilton, Bottas, Sainz, and Pierre Gasly. Raikkonen, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and Russell. Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen, and Alexander Albon. Fiat and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Guys, all that's left to do is to hit that subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell. Guys, a little bit of a Noah's Ark effect. Racing Point, Ferrari, McLaren, and Mercedes. It's going to be a very interesting race here. Guys, please jam with me on the formation lap. Yeah. Guys, are you guys ready for the Austrian Grand Prix? As we head to 5 red lights, and it's already go, go, go. Racing Point get a beautiful start off at the front, but look at my teammate Devin Butler, who bolts off the line. He goes around the outside of not one, but both of the Ferraris. He is on the outside going side by side with Max Verstappen. It's a drag race down to the third corner. The second corner is just this kink, which doesn't count as a corner in my opinion. But it's the Racing Point cars leading the way. Look at me in the background as I go up the inside of not just my teammate, but Charles Leclerc as well. We shove Charles out wide to leave him to dry. But that is us up into 4th position, guys. You guys know I've got to chase Lukas Weber down like I've never chased anyone down before. Heading into this next hairpin, you guys can see it is is it Lukas Weber or Sergio Perez leading the way? It is Lukas Weber that is leading the way. Who else would it be? From Sergio Perez in P2, Max Verstappen in P3 in that Ferrari, and ourselves in P4. Guys, Racing Point, Ferrari, and McLaren are the 3 fastest cars on the grid. The performance chart doesn't always tell you the exact type of thing of the pace. Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing, but when it comes to on-track pace, Racing Point have got it, then it's Ferrari, and then ourselves in McLaren in 3rd. I do not know where Ferrari are squeezing the pace from in that Ferrari, because according to the performance chart, they are not as high as they are on grid, according to paper. But not the point, guys. My teammate is now under pressure from Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc right behind him. Also right behind them, it is Roman Grosjean, Carlos Sainz, and Valtteri Bottas, with Kimi Raikkonen and the Alfa Romeo following closely behind as Charles Leclerc tries to go around the outside of Mr. Lewis Hamilton. You guys can see the front 4 all breaking away. Myself, Max Verstappen, and the 2 Racing Points are quickly running away from these guys. Here comes Charles Leclerc around the outside of my teammate Devin Butler. Come on, Devin, defend that. There we go. There we go. Beautiful there. But guys, we jump a little bit forward, and here goes Charles Leclerc once again. It's nearly 4 wide heading into the first corner. Here we go. Charles gets the move done, but look how Devin Butler is being left out to dry by not just the Mercedes cars, but also Carlos Sainz. And here comes Kimi Raikkonen as well in the Alfa Romeo. What is going on here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria? My teammate tries to go back up the inside. He does exactly what I did on the first lap, but is not as aggressive as I was. He has to lean back for the Alfa Romeo and the Haas of Kimi Raikkonen and Carlos Sainz, as they are going to try and do something to the Mercedes. Carlos dives to the inside. It's another 3 wide moment. What is going on here in Austria? I ask again. It is absolutely nuts at this stage. Here it's Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz side by side, as well as my teammate and Kimi Raikkonen. Come on, Devin. I know the McLaren is better than the Alfa. Come on, Devin Butler. Here we go, guys. Here comes Carlos Sainz on Lewis Hamilton. He gets the job done. But can Devin get the job done on Raikkonen? Let's see in the background. Yes, he gives Raikkonen the squeeze. And now Butler has to start fighting back as quickly as possible. Guys, now we jump onto the POV of Sergio Perez. As you guys can see, the 2 Racing Points and Max Verstappen are starting to leave me in the dust. And guys, it was at this point where I decided, screw the one stop. We have to go aggressive. We have to go two stop and see if we can get something going for ourselves. So I was going to come into for an early pit stop, strap on a second set of soft tires, and then end the race on the mediums. But here you guys can see it is very close quarters between Sergio Perez and Lukas Weber. But Lukas Weber defends his lead for now. But now they have to worry about the red prancing horse with the number 33 slapped on the side. Here comes Max Verstappen. Through the first corner, the two racing points go side by side, and Max says, oh, well, hello, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But he has got nowhere to go as the two racing points are blocking the track. He is on the outside trying to make a move on Lukas Weber, who has already been overtaken by his teammate Sergio Perez. As we go through the third corner and now down the hill towards T4, Max has got the move done on Lucas and is trying to get closer to Sergio Perez, but he has to think about my championship rival behind him, his championship rival as well. Remember, guys, it is Max, myself, and Lucas who are fighting for the championship as far as things stand now. And you guys can see coming to the end of the next lap, it is time for us to dive it into the pit lane to commence our very, very aggressive strategy, going from the softs onto a second set of soft tires. Guys, I really think I was the only car on the grid doing this, but there was no other way for me to go, guys. Max, Lucas, and Sergio were just leaving me in the dust. I had to try something else. I have nothing to lose.
Stop left in this strategy.
Thank you, Jeff 2.0. You guys see we come out right alongside Lando Norris, I think. It's a drag race down to the third corner, but he has got the power on me for now because he's got a little bit more straight line speed thanks to the first corner. But going into the corner, you guys can see, oh, I did dummy him to the inside. I just looked like I was going for the outside, dummy to the inside, and that's a beautiful move once again on a car. And now, guys, this is Max Verstappen going for the move on Sergio Perez. You rewind back a little bit. Max is on the outside, Sergio is on the inside. Heading into T3, Verstappen tries the outside line, but it's very tight to there. But he gets the grip of the Ferrari, and he does a beautiful move around the outside of the two of Perez. And these guys are going to fight hammer and tong, and that is exactly what I needed, guys. This is what I was hoping for, because that is exactly what I need to get closer to these guys. Let these three fight. Gloves. Come on, guys, take the gloves off. Let's have a little nice bare-fisted fight. You guys see it now. It is the two racing points double teaming the Ferrari of Max Verstappen. Perez has already passed, and here comes Weber. He's around the outside. Max tries to squeeze him onto the curb, but it's really starting to go tough for Verstappen here, guys. Here goes Weber. He's on the outside, but that racing point is just too quick in a straight line, and Max has to heel. We rewind once again back to my POV. So you guys see, this is me trying to get past my former teammate Roman Grosjean, who is right behind. I think this is Pierre Gasly or Sebastian Vettel, one of the two. So you guys see, that's a double move around the outside. We are on a roll here today. There we go, baby. Two cars in one swoop. That is exactly what you want to see. That's how things go. Hashtag let's go, baby. So you guys see, this is once again the two racing points of Perez and Weber going side by side. Max Verstappen has got the best seats in the house to see these two racing points fight hammer and tong. Heading down to T4. It is Weber on the inside, Perez on the outside. Who will get the move done? Oh, actually, Weber got the move done there, according to what happened there. And now you guys can see it is actually myself making a move. I think this is on Kevin Magnussen. Yes, it is the number 20 car of Kevin Magnussen. And now we jump back to the leader, guys. Here we go. On the inside, it is Sergio Perez diving it into the pit lane. Let's see what Sergio can get going for himself, guys, as Max Verstappen and Lukas Weber stick it out on the track. But it seems like Verstappen has lost a touch of DRS when it comes to Weber. So Max might just have a little bit bottled this, but we'll see how it goes to the end. As Perez goes onto the hard tires to go to the end of the Grand Prix. And here you guys can see it is myself still battling away with this massive group of Raikkonen, the two Mercedes, Carlos Sainz. It's just crazy. You guys see, there's Perez coming out of the pit lane. This is the golden opportunity for me, guys. I am side by side with Valtteri Bottas as Perez is trying to go around the Williams and the Alfa Romeo, but the Williams and the Alfa are fighting. I dive it up the inside of Sergio Perez. There was nothing he could do there. I passed Sergio Perez, but now I need to make quick work of Russell and Raikkonen, the two R's. You guys see that I've got no place to go except the outside. I'm out the curb. Get the car, stop, get the car, slow down. Ooh. around the outside of George Russell, and now we have to make quick work of Kimi Räikkönen, guys. Here we go through this next left-hander. I've got the grip advantage by far on Kimi Räikkönen with my brand spanking new soft tires. We go up the inside, and that is us up another position, and now Lukas Weber has got a few other cars to deal with. As coming to the end of the next lap, actually, Sergio came in 2 laps earlier than his teammate, Mr. Lukas Weber. Here comes Lukas Weber, guys, into the pit lane. The Racing Point team will be ready for him. Will he be followed by Max Verstappen? Yes, he is followed by Max Verstappen. Max is too far behind for Ferrari to do a good pit stop and get him ahead of Weber. But a good pit stop will still close that gap just slightly. So you guys can see, there comes in the rest of the guys. And guys, now it is time to see if my gamble has paid off. Head to the first corner. We just quickly saw Lukas Weber's car there on the pit exit. Here we go, guys. We are right behind Lukas Weber. But guys, I would have liked to be so much further ahead, because remember, I've still got to go pit again in this race. Well, I've still got to go pit in this race again. Freaking hell, my English is terrible today, guys. What is up? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? But here you guys can see, it is now myself trying to make a move on Weber. I dummy once again from the outside to the inside. And that is us up into P1. The question is, can we extend our gap to Lukas Weber? As guys, let's quickly run through the top 10. It is ourselves leading the way from a very close following Lukas Weber in P2. P3, it is Max Verstappen ahead of Sergio Perez in P4. Guys, Perez made a big mistake going onto the hard tires. He has now just cost himself a chance to win this race. Charles Leclerc is in P5, being hunted down by my teammate Devin Butler in P6. Come on, Devin, we need more points than this, buddy. But then it is Carlos Sainz P7 and Lewis Hamilton P8. Yes, those two are battling away, just like the previous season, myself in the Racing Point battling with Hamilton, guys. Sebastian Vettel is in P9 with Kimi Räikkönen having a solid race for Alfa Romeo in P10. As you guys can see, I actually make Lukas Weber pass me, guys, before we head into the final 2 corners, because I wanted to steal some DRS off of that very big Pink Panther. Here you guys can see how heading onto the main straight. Once again, I will have DRS on Lukas Weber. And guys, this is where my ship sank. Yeah. I quickly realized that I just didn't have the pace that the Racing Point and the Ferraris had, and my 2-stop was not going to pay off. But the least that I could do was back Lukas back up into Max. So hopefully Max can win the race and take a little bit of points off of Weber. Myself and Max are not too far apart in the championship at this stage, so I can sacrifice this one win to Max Verstappen as long as Lukas Weber does not win this race. So guys, for the rest of this race, we are rooting for Max Verstappen. As you guys see, I'm going into the pit lane once again. The only 2-stopper in this race to put on a set of medium tires. And before you know it, we have caught our teammate Devin Butler, and this is going to be an easy overtake on Mr. Butler, who is actually on the hard compound of tire, which I don't know why. Hashtag McLaren, what are you doing? And we get back into that's now P6, guys. And now we're looking at exactly what I want to happen. Here comes Max Verstappen on Mr. Weber. He goes to the outside. Weber defends the inside. It's very aggressive from both of them. Will Weber leave Verstappen to dry? He tries, but he is unsuccessful. And that is now Max Verstappen, your new leader of the Austrian Grand Prix here at the Red Bull Ring. I'm sure the Dutch fans are going crazy as Max made that move for the lead. And here you guys see, we actually made a move for P5 on Devin Butler, and now we're going to try to take back the P4 that we were in before all the pit stops commenced. We are around the outside of Charles Leclerc. He locks up and nearly makes contact with my front wheel, forces me onto the outside curb, but luckily the newer, the fresher tires have given me the grip to take back P4. And guys, this is the battle we're gonna make. We're gonna feast our attention on. So excuse the little jump there in the replay file. It is Lukas Weber trying to get back his P1 from Max Verstappen, which he succeeds in. Come on, Max. You need to push harder than that, buddy. Oh, boy. Guys, and this is Charles Leclerc actually trying to make a move on. Oh, no, actually, he has been passed by my teammate Devin Butler. And he is now trying to. Oh, no! He was trying to get back at Devin to take P5. But guys, the Ferrari's engine has just said skadoosh. And the engine is gone. So Max Verstappen is the only Ferrari left in this Austrian Grand Prix, flying the flag for the Tifosi. He has tried to take P1 back once again as he goes around the outside of Lukas Weber. Is that the favorable move for Max? Yes, it is, as Max Verstappen takes back the lead of the Grand Prix. Come on, Verstappen, you need to take this win, buddy. If Weber wins again, guys, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cry. I think I'm going to cry very, very badly. So you guys see here goes Lukas Weber on Max Verstappen. And Weber is once again back into the lead. But I don't think Max is going to yield that easily, guys. These two are battling as hard as it can come. Into this next corner. Will Max try something? No, he decides against it. Now going downhill, we will see if Max is going to try something now. Because, guys, this is the penultimate lap of the Austrian Grand Prix. We are heading on to the final lap, this next lap, if I am not mistaken. I think Max is playing the strategic game. He is going to hold back until the final lap, and there he is going to make his presence felt and stick it to the Pink Panther and Lukas Weber. Well, to the Pink Panthers and Lukas Weber. As you guys see it now heading through this next part, it is almost time for Max to start turning this Ferrari up to 11. As we head into the final two corners, Max is still within DRS and he's very close to that pink racing point of Weber. Through the final corner, Max, it is now time to make your presence felt. Excuse my terrible use of the English language. So you guys see, heading into the first corner, Max is very aggressive onto the brakes. Through the first corner, he clips the curve very aggressively. And onto the back straight, it is Max Verstappen v Lukas Weber. Lukas, is there anything you can do about Verstappen? Verstappen goes to the outside. The move he has been trying this whole race. Will Weber shove him out? Weber bounces his car over the inside curve, but Max takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix on the final lap. The Dutch fans go crazy. That is Max into the lead. Exactly what we need for our championship as well, guys. And Max is going to be dancing of joy at the end of this race. He's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners to go. Make that 4 as we are heading into the 5th to last corner now. Is there anything that Lukas Weber can do about Verstappen? I don't think there is, guys. The Ferrari is not as slow as the performance chart shows. Heading into the final two corners, here goes Max, guys. There is nothing that Weber can do as the Dutch fans go crazy. Max Verstappen will take the win here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria with Lukas Weber P2. Sergio Perez will finish P3, and we are going to come home, unfortunately, in a very, very disappointing P4.
Oy vey!
Ferrari have really pulled it out of the bag today. It's a great win. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Lando Norris, hasn't it? Smooth, confident and assured. I've got no doubt that he and his team are going to be over the moon with his performance today.
Let's move on to the constructors. Racing Point continue to run away with it out in front. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Guys, I need to go lie down. What a race. GG's Max Verstappen. Oh, guys, the championship is still not looking good, unfortunately. We're gonna have to pull something out of our rear end if we want to get this championship back on track. Guys, I need a win streak. That's all I can think about because Lukas is always in the top 3. That's the thing. He's never not there. He either needs to have a few bad races or I need to drive like a world champion should. But do I have the car?
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
To answer that question, yes I do, and we're gonna push. But guys, that has been this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end and listening to my cringy voice. Please, if you haven't yet, drop a like down below on the video. That is what helps someone like me starting out on YouTube the most. I highly appreciate that. Please share this video with your friends. Tag me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will give you a shout out in a future video. And finally, guys, if you're new, hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell, and I'll see y'all next time. Cheers!